Well, I believe I hit the nail right on the head, square in the center of the head of the hammer. The label that the state created that's on that card that you buy, that's their label. Turns you into something else. You're no longer seen as what you believe you are, of flesh and blood with a soul. So that label they created, when you give them money, like when you buy a business license, you give them money to get a business license so you can have a business, you know, the CORPORATION. I can't say the word. They're messing with my video and the audio, and it's skipping where you can't know what words I'm saying. They've really got these algorithms, even in your own videos and everything, going. I mean, they're watching me heavily. So when you take on that label, you become their possession. You're no longer free from being out of their possession. And to be able to do what you want, you have to do what they want. I got a gnat wanting to bother me now. Still got plant dirt in here, soil. But so when you get a hold of that, you're the holder of that label. It's not yours. You're just holding it for them so you can say, and they know that you are their possession. They own you now. That is why they can force OTVO and all these other so-called case laws and their laws and their what do you call them, policies, edicts, ordinances, regulations, and mandates. That's why they can enforce them upon you, because they can only enforce them upon the CORPORATION. So you know, when I get confused and I forget where I'm at, because I got to spell this stuff out now, so they ain't messing with my audio. But this is how they got us. If we was to deny that label, no longer consent to owning it, and having them at the DMV take us out of their system, walk up there and say, I no longer consent to this, I want out of your system, and I want a piece of paper notarized stating that I'm no longer in your system, and then you create your own label. It'll be yours, you created it, so then it's your creation, so then you own it, because they own that label you have. They created, they're the creator of it, so they own it. If you create something, you own it. Somebody else creates something, they own it. So then they own you when you say, yes, that's me, you turned me into this, I was created into that by you because I consented to becoming that label. And so then they can put their hands on you anywhere they want to. That's why they can get away with what they get away with teenagers and teenage women or girls. I mean, they're kids. That's what people see them as, teenage kids. That's why they can grab them anywhere they want. Just be sexual with them. Can rape them. And get away with it. Get out and stay out of jail and prison. Get on vacation and get a paycheck too. Us, we go to jail. They're above the law. They're the sovereign citizens. They can do all this stuff we can't do. without going to jail. They don't go to jail. They're the sovereign citizens. They're above the laws they enforce. So, right there is how they got us. That label is the root to the rest of everything that they use to have power and control over us. So as long as you accept that, they have power over you and you have to obey them. Without it, they got no power and they fall because they can't tax you. No income tax, no property tax. It all was created through the creation of the root, the label that turns you into something that you're not. An entity that don't exist. That's like a chair. You know, like this card. This is what you're seen as. You know, not as what you know you are. This is how they got us. And this is how it's going to be. Until everybody drops it, get that, forces, or gets them to take you out of their system and gives you that form that's notarized stating you're out of their system. No longer sign any contracts, anything you own over to them under that label. When you title and then register your automobile, first when you title it, when you title your automobile, because that's what it is until you put a title on it with that label that you say is yours, then it becomes their possession because they own that name. And so then they own that property. You just gave it to them. Run the VIN number. It's not in your name. You got to get a manufacturer's certificate of ownership in order that has your name on it, stating you're the sole owner of that automobile. And then they can't claim it as something else. This is how they got us. Then you register it, or well, after you title it, then you have to register it because it's theirs and you have to or they'll take it. That's why they can take your property. That's why they can put their hands on you, arrest you, and take you and throw you in a dungeon. That label right there. So we're all screwed until we disavow that state-created label. Until then, you're a slave and you don't really own anything because you're their possession, and then everything you think you own is their possession too, because it's all you and everything you own is under that label that they created and own. They didn't say, here, this is yours, and you own it. Well, then they can't touch you if that's the case, because you now own it. They gave it to you to own. No, it's given to you to hold and then give back to them, and then you say, yeah, that's me, when they ask you, is this your, well, I'm going to say label, because the algorithms with this AI bullcrap is really hitting all of us who's trying to get the truth out hard. They privatized the video that I made, and I'm going to make another one on camera. So it's either this that I was talking about, and it wasn't very long. I went longer on this for just this one label thing. The other one won't be that long. It's about privacy. Private and privacy goes together. They're hand in hand. In order to have private, to be private, you got to have privacy too. You're not public. Your property is not part of the public. It's private. So you have the right to privacy. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But I will be getting into that with something else. But I can't use a certain word because it may have been that got my video privatized to where nobody else can see it. And it's pending right now. The video ain't even up in my private. It's pending. So they're looking at it hard. And they're trying to find something. And to say I committed hate speech. I said no hate towards anyone. I didn't say I hate someone. I didn't say you need to hate this one and that one because they're this and that. I didn't say none of that. So you got nothing on me for hate speech. Because I'm not hating. I'm just putting out the truth. Giving out real information, not misinformation. Because it's all out there for everybody to look at and find. So I'm going to leave it at that. You all take care. Bye.